Good morning, guys. Automotive Inc. here. So today we're going to talk about real quick big changes for the 24 Ram HD truck. I know we've all been waiting a long time for some major changes. As you guys know, the half ton is not the same as the HD trucks, meaning that the half ton crew is bigger than the 3/4 ton and 1 ton crews. And to really get a big crew cab like you get in the Chevy or Ford, you got to go mega. Mega cuts into payload capacity, and then inevitably that also trickles down into towing capacity. So, Ram is making huge changes this year to the HD. Well, they're not. Basically, they are going to do some mild refreshes to the grille, a little bit just to the front clip, and I really think that that's really going to show up on the Ram HD Rebel. So if you guys don't know, the half-ton Rebel's been around for quite a while. They brought in a HD version of the Rebel, more ground clearance, a little bit more off-road-esque looking, a little bit less off-roadish than the Power Wagon. Big 33-inch tires, etc. and so forth. I think the tweaks are going to come on the front end of that, just because I've seen some 24s already out, and I can't tell any damn difference. They get no boost, no different changes in engine capacity. And interesting enough, if you're going to go with a Ram Rebel HD, you're going to lose towing and payload versus the gas version. It makes no sense. If you get a diesel, you're going to, it weighs more and everything like that, but you're actually getting less payload, which makes sense, but less towing. Odd. Something I've seen across Ram's whole spectrum of trucks is to really get a 6.4 Hemi that's maxed out with like a 430 and get the max tow. It's a unicorn. It's a unicorn truck. They're not building them. You'd have to probably special order that, and then at that, you're still not getting the most powerful gas engine on the market, and you're not going to get anything that's going to be different than last year. So if I've said it before and you watch my videos, the buttons and switches and stuff that have been on the doors, those have been around since like 13, 10, 11, 12. They're not changing any of it. And I think Ram has kind of taken the stance of like Subaru and other manufacturers, if it works, why change it? Well, I guess if people are going to continue to buy it, then it's not a big deal. However, if you need mega cab space or crew cab space, then you're going to have to go mega if you're going to go Ram. And that means you're also going to have to step up probably to a 1 ton, so that way you can get the payload that you need and or towing ability. Because pretty much every truck that I have spec'd out that is a 3/4 ton mega cab, you can't get over 14, 15. I think I saw one Bighorn that was like in the 15.9-ish range with the diesel that you could get up there with. But gas-wise, you're not gonna get it and everything like that. So you're gonna need to go 1 ton. And I think that's disappointing for a lot of us, because I think there's been a lot of promise that they were gonna tweak the 6.4 Hemi or give us another couple gears. I don't think the transmission is. I think the ZF is great transmission, so I don't think that's going to be a need that needs to change. But coming from a company that used to have an 8-liter V10, used to be known as the powerhouse across the board and everything, the diesel's still superb. That's not changing for this year. And really, the main changes again are in the Rebel and some of the total up trim models that are getting the 12-inch LCD thing that's for the gauges. Again, I like the Ram gauges with the 7-inch TCL or TFC display that was in the center, basically a digital display. I thought that was a really beautiful setup. Even in the Tradesman and the Bighorn, they have great depth with the gauges. That looks way fancier than it really is. But they're not really changing anything like that. So unless you just love digital gauges and nothing analog, then of course, then that's going to be a neat little move that you can get, but that's going to be trim specific. So in the lower trims, you're not going to be even close to that. And other than that, they're not adding towability. They're not adding more power. They're not adding, body structure difference. And it's really a bummer, because it is a really nice truck, but I think people are yearning not for that mega. But also one thing to keep in mind, they do have the shortest short bed in the truck industry. So whether it's 3 or 4 or 5, 6 inches shorter, that's a big difference in cargo ability, and especially if you're going to be towing a fifth wheel. And I've never used a slider hitch in my short beds, period, whether it was a Ram, Chevy, or Ford. And some people that do wonky things like 90-degree turns, that shorter bed, those few inches can make a big difference, but I wouldn't recommend doing that anyway. As for pricing's going to be about the same, a smidge higher in some trim levels, but I'm telling you right now, you can get some banging deals on 23s. But again, all of this talk, everything that's coming out, there is no major changes coming to Ram trucks. And good or bad, if you love that, and that's fine, then this will be perfect for you. That if you're just going to upcycle your truck every year or so, then it's going to be about the same. You're not going to experience anything crazy. I think they are continuing to hone the Connect services that they have, and that has always been a really nice, user-friendly system. If you guys know, I've done a recent Ram review on a 23. They did upgrade the mirrors this year, but those are just going to keep carrying on into 24 and so on. And those are fantastic mirrors. That was a great upgrade, but that was 23. So again, we're talking 24s are already in the process of being ordered and built, and no major changes. So I really wish they would just bump that crew cab and give us the true half ton. I want those belt trims on the top of those doors changed out. Those have been around forever. I hate them. They look like trash after like a year or two. They start warping. So unless you're going to get a limited or a Longhorn Laramie where you get the chrome strip on there to protect that rubber, that is a thing that Ram has needed to perfect for a while. Their half ton has got that corrected, but they aren't looking to change it in 24. So again, guys, the biggest things again in the Ram Rebel HD was around in 23. Get it in the gas and or diesel. The Power Wagon, I don't believe you can still get it yet in diesel, but when it comes to lifted trucks and towing, I'm going to give you my thumbs down on that. I think that's not a good idea, but to each their own. If you're going to go out and get a 33-inch tire or whatever the hell and put a lift kit on it and then put a drop hitch on it 9 inches, just keeping in mind you're changing the dynamics of the way the truck and the trailer are working, and I don't think that's really a good idea. But again, I've never really understood the whole lifted off-road concept. Who's off-roading with a power wagon up in Moab when you got Jeeps and tiny little areas? I just don't get that, but I know people do it, so I'm not knocking it. It's just never made sense to me. And then when you do that, that's fine, but then people want to use the same truck to go out and tow a fifth wheel, and then the fifth wheel sitting like this or this. It's just odd to me, but yeah, that is the news on the Ram. It took me a while to kind of dig through everything, all the garbage, call a couple of people I used to work with at Ram, and see if there's really any changes coming about. I think the Ram Rebel is an excellent looking little pickup, but again, if I'm going to get a diesel and lose 1,500 pounds of towing capacity, it really doesn't suit me very well. And the Power Wagon just doesn't make any sense for towing. But after all, there is the new Ram info. Down there in the corner is the subscribe button. Smash that for me. Hit the like button, guys. We got a lot of good content coming up, and we'll see you on the next one.